Hey guys!
Hi,
I'm Bethany. I'm Brittany.
I'm Rachel.
I'm Renee.
And welcome back to Maid of Honor, part 2 of our dating series.
So the question that we want to discuss today is, how do you feel personally about asking a man out for a date?
So, it's an interesting subject for sure. It is. And I know there are a lot of good guys out there that might be a little bit shy and maybe they need a little push. Like I'm not necessarily, I'm not against that. You appreciate it, you know, when a woman comes up to them and it kind of gives them the push they need. Maybe they really found this woman attractive anyway and they didn't know how to approach her. I personally don't approach guys. I feel like, you know, biblically speaking, which is kind of where I stand on this, is it's he that findeth a wife finds a good thing. So it insinuates that there's some pursuit of the man for a woman.
Yes.
I feel like personally men enjoy chase. Agreed. That was going to be a point I was going to make. Yep. Yeah. So I don't approach men as a rule, but that's not to knock the women who do, because I think sometimes, you know, good can come from it. Healthy marriages can come from it. That is just not something I personally do. I think men really do enjoy the chase. I feel like they like the chase. They like having to work a little bit for it. Almost kind of adds to the value of catching that prize.
I will say though, I think a situation where a woman has to continually kind of initiate even beyond the first date, always initiating the calls or the texts or setting up the outings or whatever, then I feel like that's a problem. But if a woman just kind of on the first date, you know, is assertive, asks the man out, and then he really kind of starts to take, you know, if it turns into a relationship, starts to take leadership in the relationship and thinking up good date ideas and asking out and all of that, I feel like that's a good thing. But yeah, if a woman has to continually kind of pursue the man, that might be a little bit of a red flag potentially.
I would like to weigh in on this question. And I feel that in a group setting that would be okay for a young woman to invite a young man out, perhaps someone from her church or work, but in a group setting with a purpose. And the purpose being to really get to know him and see how he interacts with others. I think sometimes that as much as we can get to know an individual one-on-one, there's a few blind spots because we always put our first step forward when we are on that first date and put our best face forward, often a mask. In a group setting, sometimes people kind of let their guards down a bit.
True.
And to see how a young man interacts with other young ladies, other people that are in the group, can be telling. And if he's laid back, if he doesn't interact, if he interacts with the other men, is it a positive experience? Absolutely. I like the idea that the man takes the initiative, because if he doesn't have to work, oftentimes he won't. If a man is, if a woman is doing all the work, a man will let her do it. And I think that first interaction, that first date can set the tone for a relationship. So under those very specific guidelines, would I say yes.
And work for what they consider priorities in their life.
Absolutely.
And so if he does not have to work for you or work for me in this instance, put myself in it, I don't know how much of a priority I would be if it were so easy for him. I really think that if you are a priority to him, he will work for you. And I think it only adds to the value and the place that you hold in his life later on down the road when all the rose-colored glasses come off and you are possibly in a marriage or an extended relationship. You still want to be on that pedestal. You still want to be a priority to him, because otherwise you can find yourself in a very precarious, unattractive, bad situation. That's such a good point, Mom, about the first date kind of setting the tone for a potential relationship, marriage down the road. It's the foundation. It can be the foundation of a marriage. So, I mean, if you start out here, I mean, if this is where you start down here, I would say chances are it's not going to go up. It will probably go down, because people are typically on their best behavior on the first date. And because they want to give off a good impression. And so it's been my experience too, just to have those high standards. Part of that is maybe taking a step back and letting the man take that first step. I mean, it's the first act of pursuit.
Yeah.
And like you said, men pursue what they want. Men will work for, what's important, what's valuable to them. So they won't necessarily work all that hard for what comes easy. Yes, that's what I was trying to say earlier. They won't. So the consensus is to, there's nothing wrong with a woman asking a man out. There's nothing wrong with it. No. But I think it goes into how you set the tone for future dates. Absolutely. I think you always want to be strategic as a woman, what kind of position you are putting yourself into. If I ask this guy out, what will be my process? What will be my practice? Am I going to continue to ask this guy out if he doesn't show any effort after the first date? Is it something I really want to deal with? I want to be, like you said, the one always initiating phone calls, always the one initiating contact. Those are all red flags. Right. Because you're basically doing all the work. Yeah, true. So that's never, ever a good thing. Oh, that was good. That was really good.
The Lord is good stuff.
Talk.
Yes.
Yeah, so as always, feel free to sound off in the comments below, and we will definitely read those and respond to your comments. So thanks again so much for watching.
Please comment and give this video a thumbs up. We would greatly appreciate it. So thank you so much for watching, guys, and until next time, bye.
Bye.